In the Gospel of John, the entire narrative is structured around Jesus' 7 I am declarations. I am the bread of life, fulfilling the manna in the wilderness. He declares that he alone can eternally satisfy the human soul. I am the light of the world, like the pillar of fire that once guided the Israelites out of the dark wilderness. I am the gate for the sheep. He is the sole entrance, shielding against all dangers with his own body. I am the good shepherd. He directly responds to and identifies himself with the prophecy in Psalm 23. YHWH is my shepherd. I am the resurrection and the life, facing death. He declares that he himself is the very source of life and resurrection. I am the way, the truth, and the life. He does not merely point the way, he is times the way itself. I am the true vine. He declares that he is the ultimate fulfillment of God's story. These 7 magnificent declarations all draw people's gaze toward an even more ancient and awe-inspiring historical connection. We must trace our steps back 1,500 years to the wilderness. At that time, 80-year-old Moses stood before a bush that burned, yet was not consumed, and asked God a profoundly practical question. What is your name? Whom shall I say has sent me? God revealed himself with an answer that shook the foundations of history. I am who I am. This signifies that he is the Lord who existed before time, the creator behind all things. This also gave rise to the most sacred name in the Jewish faith, YHWH. Devout Jews would not even dare to utter it casually, often substituting it with Lord. Therefore, when Jesus stood in the temple, facing the Pharisees who were mocking him, and uttered those words,
"Before Abraham was, I am,"
the scene erupted into absolute chaos. The crowd became so enraged that they even attempted to stone him to death. Why? Because they understood exactly what he meant. Jesus was declaring, Abraham had a beginning, but I have no beginning. Even on the night of his arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, when Jesus faced a fully armed Roman detachment and religious officers, he neither fled nor resisted. He simply said,
I am.
In that instant, the entire crowd recoiled in unison and fell to the ground. They had come expecting to seize a helpless prisoner. But when the name I am issued from Jesus' lips, the created order in that very moment instinctively responded to the power inherent in the Creator's name. Thus, Jesus was ultimately crucified, not merely because he was a good teacher who taught people to love one another. In the eyes of the religious leaders, this constituted the most unforgivable blasphemy. Yet the empty tomb and the testimony of the resurrection have placed the definitive answer squarely before us. He is the Lord, but this story of I am did not end in the Gospel of John, nor did it conclude at the cross or the empty tomb. In the book of Revelation, near the very conclusion of the entire Bible, the resurrected and ascended Christ once again issues a glorious declaration. I am the Alpha and the Omega, says the Lord God, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. Alpha and Omega are the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. This signifies that Jesus is not merely a helper for a specific season of your life. When you face seemingly insurmountable difficulties or failures, you no longer need to rely solely on your own feeble willpower to endure. You must remind yourself, the one who dwells within you is not some distant religious concept. He is the self-sufficient, unchanging, almighty, and invincible Lord. You need no longer go in search of a burning bush, for that sacred flame now resides deep within your soul.